It's hand-carved, it's an arched top, it's got a spruce, North American spruce body. It is all-American handcrafted Gibson Birdland from the bowels of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Don't you wish you had one? You can't, because I own them all. Hi, I'm Ted Nugent, full-time. What you witnessed there was a guy, a working hard, playing hard, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, all-American, living it up kind of guy. And you want to learn to play guitar? It's all attitude, kids. Now, this is a Gibson Birdland. I invented it back when I was just a young white guy back in the early Rolling Stone, early part of the century. But what we have here is an instructional video to kind of get you geared up so you can projectile your attitude. It's all attitude. It's all spirit. Now, you might think you need some stuff. You got to have a Gibson. You've got to have the accoutrements to play rock and roll. Not necessarily so. For example, you might think you actually need some Ted Nugent hot dough and heat urine. You probably think you could use a little of this. It's not that necessary. You probably think that you need a Whackmaster catalog. It might help, but it's not absolutely essential. You might want to get yourself a copy of Ted Nugent Adventure Outdoors magazine. You might think you need this to play real rock and roll guitar. It's not essential. You don't have to have it. You might think you have to have Blood Trails, the truth about bow hunting. This would help, but it's not essential. You may need yourself a zebra Whackmaster hat. It's helpful, but it's not essential. Night vision scopes. This is something you want to have handy. Your own Ted Nugent hunting knife. Now, you may find many uses for this stuff, but it's not absolutely essential. Godiva chocolate-covered cherries. These are the things that I basically use to make that rock and roll kind of thing. You might want to actually have some hunt music. You're asking yourself, hunt music? What, pray tell, could this be? You might want to have some handy. How about your own Ted Nugent hunting sunglasses? Now, you'll find that if you have this stuff handy, along with one fine-ass wench of a wife, you find your music might flow better. See, if you have one fine woman at your side with her own instructional video. Thank you very much. This might help the whole spirit of your playing. But more important than all of that, you've got to be in charge of your life. Your life must be in your hands. Hands help if you want to play guitar, but mostly your life should be in your hands. Remember, your life is like an arrow. You can either put it in the bullseye or you can shoot yourself in the foot. Being that as it may, you've got to be in control. That means sensuality, my friends. All that greasy, wonderful guitar playing you just witnessed, now I got to tell you, I want you to realize that I just came in after about 39 days in the swamp. I haven't touched a guitar in 39 plus days. You know why? Because I like diversionary tactics. You've got to seek out extremes. If you want to play intense, voluminous rock and roll, dripping with grease and attitude, you've got to escape once in a while. Take a deep breath, realign the attitude, make sure the spirit is running at optimum charge. Then when you get back to the guitar, even at the tender age of 46, you will have that youthful, spirited attitude of craving the instrument, craving adventure. This, my friends, is just a lump of cedar, strings, frets, and I love this part here. It's just sounds. All of the rock and roll you want to make, all the music you want to project has got to come from you. It's got to come from your guts. It's got to come from your soul. It's got to come from, this is the mean lick right here, this is the main attraction. It's got to come from attitude. You've got to have attitude. Now, back when I invented attitude, I promised I would share it with the civilians. So if you're good, you may have a little sniff downwind of my attitude. It's the beatitude of the attitude. I'm going to give you some basic structures here. For example, when you're playing, you've got to get a sound. Now, this may sound unbelievable, which I'm sure it is, but ultimately this is just a Gibson guitar with a cord plugged into a PV amplifier. It's as simple as that. Now, it might sound more than that, but it's not. It's all coming. Ooh, it's starting to talk to me now. It's just a guitar and an amplifier.